Insured, uninsured, or underinsured, you will still be cared for at Health First Community Health Center. We offer financial and prescription assistance to all those that qualify, which is based on income and household size. Contact our office at 1-877-667-7017 for more information, or visit our website, healthfirstchc.net. Same-day appointments and walk-ins are welcome. At Health First, your health is our first concern.
If you really enjoy the stories you hear on Traveling the Bluegrass, we'd like to invite you to listen to the whole visit uncut. Just type youragedge.com into your browser. You'll find Traveling the Bluegrass uncut stories in long form, so you don't miss a thing. You'll also find lots of ag news and farm pictures from across the Commonwealth. You can also find all the Kentucky communities that Traveling the Bluegrass can be found. Remember to visit youragedge.com.
Looking for unique gifts? Then head to the store with unique in its name. BNC Unique Boutique. Graduation is coming. They have a very beautiful Luca plus Danny 2022 graduation bracelet. This beautiful bangle bracelet is available in gold and silver. It really makes the perfect gift. They are now carrying Judy Blue Jean. In the Green River location, they have bathing suits and lake apparel. Both stores open 10 to 4:30 Monday through Friday and Saturday 9 to 3. BNC Unique Boutique in Princeton and Grand Rivers.
Life is filled with moments. Moments we share with those we love, worry about, and strive to protect the most. At Woodman Life, we provide life insurance and retirement products to help protect you and your family so that you can enjoy all the moments to come.
This is Josh Ray, your local Woodman Life agent. Come see us at 1009 West Main Street or give us a call at 365-6111.
Certain eligibility and age restrictions apply. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society, Omaha, Nebraska.
Shopping can be overwhelming. At Joe & Co. Boutique, it's their priority to get to know you. Enjoy a personal, stress-free shopping experience, making you feel valued as a customer and person. Joe & Co. is a size-inclusive boutique carrying clothing and gift favorites such as Judy Blue, Vintage Havana, Savannah Jane, and Kendra Scott. Located on Fairview Avenue in Eddyville, or shop joeandcoboutique.com.
Hey, besties. It's your girl, Jo. Can't wait to see you at the boutique.
It's time for your SportsEdge.com Sideline Report with Todd Griffin. Talking sports and more here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com. Here's your host, Todd Griffin.
Good morning, everyone. The Sideline Report is on the air from 1035 West Main Street in Princeton. This is Todd Griffin of WPKY Radio and your SportsEdge.com. Thanks a lot for tuning in this morning. Got another busy show lined up for everybody again this week, and we're starting with former Caldwell County basketball standout Darion Boyd, who is in the studio with us. And Darion has two standout seasons at Georgetown College behind him. And Darion, you're headed to a new school this fall.
Yes, sir. Headed to Lipscomb. Yes, sir. Thank you.
How did, first of all, thanks for coming in this morning. How did the opportunity come about for you to go play at Lipscomb?
It really came about just after my 2 years of playing at Georgetown and building like a name for myself at the college level and being able to go into the transfer portal and people sort of knew my name, and so it made it a lot easier in that way. So.
Well, take us back a little bit. When you first got out of high school, what attracted you to Georgetown?
It was really the fact that Coach Briggs took a chance on me, and he was one of the few that acknowledged me during my high school career. And it came late in my senior year, and I didn't really have very many places to go, and just out of all the places, that seemed like the best one, and I felt the most at home there, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Tell us a little bit about playing for Coach Briggs. Seems like a great guy. You know, I've got to interview him a couple of times, and I'm sure he would like to have you back for a few more years, but he actually seemed like he was proud of you for being able to go play at Lipscomb.
That's him. He's a great coach, but he's an even better person. He makes sure that all his guys are taken care of. He loves everybody and makes sure that he's proud. I mean, he treats you like his own son. So he told me countless times he was proud of me and that he was rooting for me in this regard.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. And I know when they came down and signed you, he brought a national championship trophy with him, so that had to be pretty big too.
It was it was definitely a motivation for sure, seeing that and knowing the expectations I had to live up to.
But talk about playing for a guy like that, because you know he's got the credentials because he's got a national championship. Was the style of play kind of something that attracted you to the Georgetown program too?
The style of play was a big part of it, and that's for anywhere you go. Honestly, you need to know that if you're gonna go to this place, that it's the style of play you want to play. But Georgetown, we ran basically like a running gun. I mean, it was basically a bunch of transition. Briggs likes to get up shots and likes to get out and run. He doesn't like to slow the pace down, and I enjoy that. So it was.
I was gonna say that fits right in, right?
Yes, sir. That fits right in.
Well, how does Lipscomb kind of compare to that?
It's a little different because Coach Acuff, he runs a Princeton offense, which is more of a not stagnant, but it's more
deliberate,
more structured than what just being running a transition. But he allows you to play off of it. He doesn't want you to be a robot. He just gives that as a sort of structure for you to run. But he likes to get out and run it. What he told me, he likes to get out and run too when he can. So it fits. I mean, it still fits the role.
How much did you know about Lipscomb before you decided to sign and go there?
I had already knew a little bit just from prior experience because going to watch Eli when I was in high school. So I already had some experience with it and the campus, of course. But as far as the deep entails of everything, I mean, of course, I didn't know.
Of course, Eli Pepper, another former Tiger, played down at Lipscomb. Started basically the entire 4 years he was there. Got to play in the NCAA tournament. I'm sure that's something you've thought about too.
Yes, sir. Playing in the NCAA tournament is definitely a big feat and something that is definitely a motivation for me.
How big a step up was it to go from high school to Georgetown, and then how big a step is it to go from Georgetown to Lipscomb?
From high school to Georgetown, it was a big step. It was a real pride shock to me because I thought I could go in and I'd be fine straight off, but people don't see it, but the speed of the game just changes when you go from level to level, and I didn't expect that. So my redshirt year was like a really good experience for me to be able to develop myself and get used to the speed of the game and be able to think faster and better. But then going to D1, I mean it's just levels. You just keep going up and up, and it's just going to continue to get faster, and you got to think.
A bit of a culture shock then when you get there and everybody's almost as good as you are?
It is. It is. You're not going to a place where you're the only superstar, or you're only one of two. It's really everybody that's there can play ball, and they show it. So
now when you decided to leave Georgetown, did you kind of have Lipscomb in mind, or were you just looking for that next step up wherever it might be?
I was really just looking for that next step wherever. I wasn't specifically looking at Lipscomb or looking for Lipscomb, but they were one of the first to hit me up and contact me on that. So, of course, they were on the radar very, very soon. So,
what's kind of the process with that anymore? Do you get in the transfer portal and then kind of do a little looking around?
Well, with NAI, they don't really have a transfer portal. NCAA, of course, does. But nowadays, you can just honestly go into the transfer portal, and now you don't lose a year like you would back 2 years ago. So now it's definitely an easy way to be able to move and get to where you want to go or where you think you might need to go. And anything you can have like a fall with a coach. Troubles in the classroom. And you can just transfer like that. I think it's good for it, but at the same time, it can also be a burden for sure.
Now, you talked about redshirting your first year. How much did that help you just from a schooling standpoint and kind of preparing to get on the basketball court and play?
I'm sorry, say that.
When you redshirted your first year, you kind of had that extra year where you didn't have to worry about playing games so much. How did that kind of help you with your schooling and to get prepared for college basketball?
It helped me a lot in regards into the schooling because I didn't have to worry as much about the basketball end, keeping up with scouts and everything like that. But it's still, I mean, the classroom never really been an issue. So that was basically the same. As far as basketball, I felt like I needed to develop my game to where it could be able to be played at the speed that they play, and be able to pace myself instead of just out there running gun, you know.
We're talking this morning with Darion Boyd, former Caldwell County standout, played 2 seasons at Georgetown, actually was there for 3 years, headed to Lipscomb University. Interesting thing is, you actually were there 3 years, got to play 2, but you've still got 3 years of eligibility at Lipscomb.
Yes, sir. That COVID year really, they gave us that COVID year, and it didn't even count. So now I have 3 years instead of 2, which is even better.
Yeah. So where are you with your schooling? Are you on pace to graduate? I mean, you were pretty close at Georgetown, right?
I was about a semester away at Georgetown. So when you transfer, of course, credits, not all credits go through. So I probably have like a year and a half left to graduate at Lipscomb, and then I can start my master's program.
What are you studying? What are you going to study there at Lipscomb?
I'm studying sports administration, sports management. I had a minor in communication and media studies at Georgetown, but I think that's going to be tied in with my degree at Lipscomb. And then after that, I plan on getting my MBA.
Okay. What are your ultimate goals once you get to Lipscomb as far as basketball is concerned?
As far as basketball, I mean, I'm just going there to give Coach everything I had, just like I did at Georgetown. Go there to develop my game, develop as a person, and then, of course, continue to just grow. And then my plan is to possibly play pro basketball somewhere. So.
Now, was Eli in your ear a little bit about going to Lipscomb? Did he kind of help push you that way a little bit?
A lot of people ask that. I wouldn't say he did that. He was just being a good friend about it. Me and him have been cool for a while now, and he was just really trying to help me as far as getting what he felt like I deserved as far as offers and D1 looks. So he didn't sway me either way, know where I went. He wanted me to make the decision for me, but he did help me in regards to how many people looked at me and all that.
Well, it didn't hurt from Lipscomb's standpoint that he was putting in a good word for the school, though, right?
No, it definitely can't hurt.
Now, have they talked to you how they're going to try to use you once you get to Lipscomb?
Coach Acuff touched on it briefly at my visit. He talked about how I could be at the 1 or 2, possibly the 3 if we went real small ball, but that's just certain very few times. But he sees me as, he's seen me as who I was on film. He's seen me as a scorer, somebody that can create for himself, and in their offense, he thinks that I can get even easier buckets because.
Oh, really? Wow.
Because the Princeton offense just creates so much more opportunities to get easy buckets for you.
Okay. Well, let's go back to your time at Georgetown a little bit, because you were twice all-conference, first team, freshman of the year, outstanding player of the tournament last year. Were you kind of prepared? Did you expect to have that much success when you got there, or how did all that kind of work out for you? How'd that kind of fall into place?
For me, playing on the red shirt team and being on that team and seeing all the talent and how good they were, I had practice every day with them. So, it was every day I had to bring it or nothing. So, I think that prepared me a lot for my season coming up and the 2 seasons that I played. I think for sure that my work ethic and my determination set it in my mind to where I know, like, I can get this. My goal for my freshman year was actually to get freshman player of the year.
Okay.
It wasn't to get first team all conference, but that ended up happening. So that's more of a plus. But my hard work and determination, I feel like, sets me up for a lot of things, and I have confidence that I can do a lot.
Did you enjoy your time there at Georgetown?
I enjoyed it. I wouldn't regret it for the world. Sometimes I wish I could go back, but it's just time for a new step.
Well, I really appreciate that Georgetown has looked this way a lot because there are a lot of Caldwell kids that have ended up there. And it's pretty neat that you played at Georgetown, and when you leave, there's going to be another Caldwell County player at Georgetown, and Jabrion Spikes. And you've seen him play. How does his game kind of fit that level of basketball?
I mean, unlike me, like I had to catch up to the speed and physicality of the game. I had the body, but I wasn't as physical as he is because I see him play. I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to go in and be able to just transfer right over. I think everything he does is going to transfer right over to the college level. I mean, he's physical. He has the body, and he knows how to play. And under Briggs, I mean, Briggs is going to let him play. He lets everybody play with freedom. He doesn't try to hold nobody back. So I think he's going to go there and do big things.
When you look back at your time at Caldwell County, what are some favorite memories you have of playing here?
I mean, honestly, the environment, my senior year, the school environment, just the crowd, the student section. It was just a fun time to be around, and everybody. It was just like we were all family, and it was fun to enjoy that part of it.
Have any particular games that stand out in any of those UHA battles you guys had?
The UHA game that I actually got my offer from Georgetown is probably the most memorable. The game we played, UHA, I think we lost by like 5. But I had 43 and Kiki had 40, and it was kind of like a back-and-forth battle. And it went down to the wire, but we lost. But, I mean, it got me one of my first offers, and that was definitely the most memorable one.
So looking ahead now, what do you do over the summer to get ready to go to Lipscomb?
Just honestly maintain and become more physical as far as the lifting aspect of it goes. But right now I'm just continuing to work on my game every day and just prepare myself for what's coming because, I mean, I already know that the speed of the game. So I'm ready for that. I have no doubt that I can go in and take a spot and go do what I need to do.
All right. Appreciate you coming in today. Best of luck to you at Lipscomb. Anything else you want to add about playing for the Bisons?
I'm just ready to get down there and get to work, honestly.
All right, good deal. Thanks a lot for coming in. We appreciate it, and we'll be watching.
Thank you for having me.
That is Darion Boyd, former Caldwell County Tiger standout, played 2 years at Georgetown, now still 3 years of eligibility left at Lipscomb University in Nashville, which will be a lot shorter trip home and a lot shorter trip for the family to run down there and get to see games too. Stay with us. We'll be back with more on the Sideline Report after this on 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Goodwin Insurance congratulates the seniors of the class of 2022. In the words of Albert Einstein, your imagination is your preview of life's coming attractions. So imagine great things for your future from all of us at Goodwin Insurance.
Toss us a line, tie up, and come sit on our deck while you enjoy some of the best food around. Echo Charlie's at Eddy Creek Marina is the place for fine food, good times, and a great view. From the southern fried catfish to a big juicy steak, you're sure to find something on their menu to tempt the most discriminating appetite. Order up Echo Charlie's specials such as homemade crab cakes, Bubba's Key West salt wings, or their famous Barkley Burger. Live waterfront music every weekend. Check out the summer concert series at eddycreek.com.
Morgan's Funeral Home salutes the class of 2022. Congrats on all your accomplishments and best of luck on all your future endeavors. From Morgan's Funeral Home.
Fredonia Valley Bank would like to congratulate the class of 2022 for their academic persistence and success. They look forward to helping them pursue their dreams and establish a strong financial foundation. Visit us at 602 Cassidy Avenue in Fredonia and 226 Commerce Street in Eddyville or online at FredoniaValleyBank.com. Call 545-3301 or 388-2265. Fredonia Valley Bank is a real community bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Get into shape and feel good at Trilogy Performance Sports. Trilogy offers a wide range of family-friendly classes as well as personal training, yoga, gymnastics, sports training, cardio, and weightlifting. Trilogy has something for everyone. Trilogy now offers an app with online workouts, live classes, nutrition tracking, and more. Search Trilogy Performance Sports in your app store. Use sign-up code 1824. For app info and more, follow them on Facebook.
It's time to uncrinkle your wrinkles, thanks to the professionals at Prime Aesthetics. Cosmetic help could be on the way.
Don't let time define your lines. Prime Aesthetics is giving away a $500 gift certificate to one lucky winner. This gift certificate can be applied towards Botox or fillers. It's easy to enter. Click on contests at WPKYonline.com.
This is the Sideline Report on 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Thanks for tuning in this morning. I appreciate Darion Boyd coming in and being in the studio with us. Joining us in just a little bit, Caldwell County softball head coach Seth Butts, Caldwell County baseball assistant coach Josh Young also with us. They're running into the studio right now as we speak, so we're going to talk baseball and softball in just a bit. The regional draws are actually coming up this morning, so maybe by the time we're done with the show, we'll know at least who the softball team's going to play in the second region tournament coming up. Tennis action today over in Hopkinsville. The second region boys tournament finishing up. Semifinals and finals today. Ryan Hammett for Caldwell still alive in singles action, and Billy Wallace and Graydon Miller still alive in doubles. Of course, they've already qualified for the state tennis tournament in Lexington, but those guys will all be chasing regional championships this afternoon. Need to get to another timeout here on the show, but we'll be back with Seth Butts and Josh Young and talk baseball and softball right after this on 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Treasured, remembered. For over 100 years, they have been serving the Princeton area with beautiful flower arrangements, custom wreaths, gifts, and more. West Locust Street.
From the Weather Edge Weather Center, 40% chance of showers, thunderstorms today. Partly sunny with a high near 88. Partly cloudy skies tonight, low 70. Sunshine on Friday with a high 89 degrees. Slight chance of showers, thunderstorms in the afternoon on Saturday with a high near 90. Once again, our forecast today, 40% chance of showers, thunderstorms, otherwise partly sunny with a high near 88.
Need cash fast? Contact ABC Finance now.
Does your honey-do list of repairs around the house seem to keep growing? What if you go to get your mower out and it will not start?
Whatever it is, you want to resolve your problem quickly and get back to regular life.
Hi, this is Savannah Seymour at the Princeton ABC Finance location.
This is Todd Morris at the Hopkinsville location.
We can help you buy a new mower or take care of those honeydews.
At ABC Finance, we provide loans up to $15,000.
We are locally owned and staffed, and decisions are made quickly, usually within an hour.
No appointments needed. Walk-ins are welcome.
You can even give us a call and we will take your application over the phone.
Or apply online at abcfinanceonline.com.
Our commitment is to make the loan process quick, easy, and stress-free. We can even consolidate all loans into one easy payment. For more information and for great money and credit tips, like ABC Finance on Facebook.
All loans subject to normal credit approval.
Back on the Sideline Report here at 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Appreciate you tuning in this morning. Joining us now in the studio, Caldwell County softball head coach Seth Butts, Caldwell County baseball assistant coach Josh Young. And Seth, you're watching Zoom right now to find out who you guys are going to draw for the second region tournament.
Yeah, we are patiently waiting. Of course, without audio, it kind of makes it a little more intense, but at least I'm seeing some things here.
Well, you guys have three possibilities. You could get Livingston Central, Henderson County, or Christian County. Two of those are pretty tough, and you guys had that crazy game with Livingston earlier in the year where you had the big rally.
Yeah, Livingston's a good team. They're all three great teams, and I feel like no matter who we get, I feel like we can go out and compete. And it depends on which team shows up. If our mature team shows up and we play errorless defense and we hit the ball like we're capable of beating anybody. It is tournament time, so upsets are happening.
Josh, you guys had a big win the other night over at Madisonville North Hopkins, knocking off the Maroons 6-3 for the district title, and a big win because you guys had lost to Madisonville twice during the regular season.
Yeah, big win. It's always good to go out and take a district championship. It doesn't get any better than that. We told our guys, just go out and compete, have fun. We had some things go our way, had some things kind of got some ways we didn't expect. But at the end of the day, our guys went out, they showed up, played well, and came away with the district championship.
Really felt like the guys expected to win that game, which you wouldn't think after you lost twice during the season, but they kind of played like, hey, we expect we were going to win this game.
Right, yeah, I agree. You look back in the season, we played them twice. They swept us. But kind of like we said, I mean, we made 13 errors in 2 games against Madisonville. Hard to win games when you're making that many errors, and so our guys just came out ready to play. I mean, it started from the get-go on Monday night against Dawson. We came out, we were fired up. We had a lot of intensity, a lot of energy, and that just carried into Tuesday night against Madisonville. A good team. We just came out ready to play and expected to win. So.
Well, even during the championship game, you get up 2-0, and then you fall behind 3-2, and at that point, it's kind of easy to say, well, we had our chance, we had the lead, we didn't win it, but you guys battled back again.
Right. I mean, and that's kind of a theme we've had all year is kind of when things start to go, chips start to fall the other way, we tend to kind of to slack off and just kind of our body language tends to get a little on the bad side. And so we just told our guys, man, you're going to face adversity in baseball. It's a game of failure. And so when those moments of failure come, something goes wrong, you got to be able to fight through that adversity and come together and just play for one another. And that's kind of what we did.
Caldwell County has won 9 of the last 10 7th District baseball tournaments now. Madisonville won in 2019. COVID wiped out 2020 for everybody. But that's a pretty good run right there. Pretty awesome. But I think when you start to win and you kind of expect to win, somehow that makes it just a little easier. You like I said, you go in, you expect you're going to win that game.
Absolutely. I think it all goes back to kind of the culture of we're trying to get our guys to buy into is, man, baseball's a fun game. You go out and you have fun and you play for one another, and it's easy to go win. And that's kind of the culture that's been built in years past with Coach Downs and Coach Dyer coming in and Coach Mack and all those guys. And I think they've kind of just established a culture of family and playing for one another. And I think we're really starting to embody it here going into the postseason. And so, and it's a fun time. It's fun to go win baseball games.
Seath, you guys have had a fun year. Madisonville just throws up such a roadblock in the district, though, and I mean, what do? You look at their program, and they've won state championships, and they've sent kids to top 10 college programs. I mean, how do you end up trying to compete with that in the district?
We just got to go out and do our job. I mean, it's every year we know it's going to be a war there. We've played them tight, even through last year, and it's always been maybe one inning the wheels came off the bus or they just lit it up and started hitting the ball out of the park. And, you go in every year and you expect to, let's go win district, let's go win region. And with this year's been kind of strange because of the weather. It's taken a bunch of games from us. We lost a week early because they pushed back, and it took some of my basketball kids a little bit longer to get adjusted and ready to play. And we played them early, and it was pretty tough over there. And they came over here and they gave it to us over here pretty good. And then it was a tight game the other night. It was one of the better games that we've played defensively. They just got a couple pitchers that are really good, and it's hard to compete with that when you haven't got to see as much of it because of cancellations.
Yeah, you guys are 15-12, so you've got a winning record this season. Been a pretty fun season, and you guys have done that against a pretty competitive schedule.
Yeah, we're going to continue to schedule hard. That's the only way we can win the games, like the Livingston game. That was a war there, and we've battled injuries all year too, and. The resiliency of these kids, it's fun to watch and it's fun to be a part of, but we're not done yet, hopefully.
One of the things you guys do is hit the ball. I mean, you have a team of pretty powerful hitters.
Yeah, we, you look 1 through 5, every one of them's capable of going yard at any point. We've got some pretty good averages there. Most of them are over the 400 mark. They're great individuals, and they put their work in. We work tirelessly, throughout the year at, doing these drills, that drill, building towards this type of swing, and we're looking at bat speed and staying on plane longer. And I've had pretty good success with that. It's simple for the kids to understand once they buy in, and you've seen the results. I don't know how long it's been we're top 10 in home runs in the state. And that's pretty good considering, we're down here in our level of competition we're playing against. Of course, we missed out on McCracken. It's been great to see them, but we'll get back at them next year, and hopefully we can play them. And I think they're leading the state this year in home runs. We're in the top 10, I think, in triples. Doubles, we're right there on the edge of the top 25, I believe. Kids are just, they get out there and having fun and recognizing pitches and applying their training.
Interesting how softball has changed over the last 20 years or so, because 25 years ago, you didn't see many home runs, not over the fence. I mean, if you played in a big enough ballpark, somebody might hit a gap and have an inside the park home run, but you guys have one player with 10, one with 9. Those are right at the school record, I think. So it's been a big season, and whoever you play, it seems like everybody's hitting bombs now. So what's kind of changed in softball to take it from back in the day when every game was 2-1 or 1-0, and now you guys, play 9-6 and 12-9 and those kind of things?
Well, it goes to the training. It's become a metrics game. I'm a big, metrics nerd. Shannon Payton probably started me on that. Watching him go through what he's done with his superior athletes that, of course, you've talked about Power 5 kids. I got to watch them grow a little bit, watch them compete. Going to these clinics and watching these things, everything is changing towards we're going to hit what you're pitching instead of being fooled and missing a ball. Of course, they're athletes too. They're getting stronger, bigger, and faster. If you look across the college rosters, you're going to see 5'8" to 6 foot tall kids and big, strong kids that can swing a bat. And when you concentrate your training to certain things, you're going to get that result.
Well, and one thing we see in softball that I'm not sure is as prevalent in baseball, it seems like a lot of kids come out and you see somebody hit 8, 9, 10 home runs, and they're an 8th grader or they're a freshman. It's not upperclassmen, it's the younger kids that are doing some of that.
Well, as far as my team goes, everybody from about sophomore down I've had for at least 2 years in middle school, and we were doing the same trainings. And once their body catches up with what they're physically able to do as far as the strength wise, that's what the result's going to be. It's going to be high impact and high velocity exiting, and that's been the result. I think we got a freshman with 3 home runs, and we've got a couple more 7th, 8th graders that are possible to hit that too. Our freshman class is pretty strong. They're Harper's got 10 home runs. Yeah. Sophomore class is good. Alicia's just had a heck of a year. It's made it hard for a lot of people to say, hey, who's your one? Well, we got 1 through 5, and they can all, if one's off, one's on, and that's what we're looking into the future with, is continued training and growth.
Well, if I remember correctly, Monday, Alicia Stanley homered, and that tied Harper, and then Harper homered to untie it. So it's like 10 and 9, I think.
Yeah, they've been frog hopping each other all year long. It's been fun to watch. It's been fun to watch.
Well, like I said, you just have that powerful lineup, and you guys can go out there and you got to figure, like, if your pitching's good enough to keep you in the game, you're going to win a lot of them.
Well, and that's the thing. I had an 8th grader step in. My freshman, Alyssa, got injured, and she was out for nearly a month. And I had 8th grader Jackie Farmer stepped up and just blew everybody's mind. She held the scores down, located well, and Alyssa's came back healed, and she's been better than ever the last few games she's been in. And, of course, we've been hitting it pretty good too. So, but, we have developing some pitching like Jackie coming up, and then we've got Alexis Wood, and then we got another couple that may come around at, start throwing. We get some really strong pitching like these teams we're facing. We could be pretty dangerous.
Now, Alyssa Stallings is your only senior, so future's pretty bright for your program.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think what's coming up with the young ones is, just shows the hard work that my staff has put in over the last few years. And you guys are seeing it before your eyes, where we kind of know, hey, this is coming. And some of the other coaches I've coached with or against in middle school, they coach high school as well, or are really involved, and they're like, hey, you guys going to be all right in a few years. It's just we're right there on the cusp, and we see what nobody else sees, and it's hard to wait, impatiently waiting.
Josh, you guys have 3 kids you're going to lose after this season, but future pretty bright for baseball too. There's some really younger kids that I think are going to come through eventually and make for a really good team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anytime you lose a guy like Logan Smiley and Bizzle and Gabe and those guys, I mean, they're just invaluable to the program, just in their just being around the guys, being around the team. And I mean Logan, I'll speak on Logan for a minute. I mean Logan's an outfielder, but he stepped up to the plate this year, and he's had to play shortstop. Struggled at times, but overall he's done a great job filling that role and kind of putting the team before himself. And so he's went out and competed, done his job. Gabe as well went out and competed, done everything we asked him to do. And Bizzle of course, coming back for that 5th year was giving us an extra arm on the mound was huge. And so those 3 guys are definitely be missed. But again, I think the young guys coming up, we got a solid core class. I think the 8th grade class has got some talent coming up as well. And so really kind of looking forward to what they can bring and what we can turn that into in the next few years.
Tiger baseball team is 15-8 this season, and I don't think you guys really have a bad loss in there. I think there were 3 one-run losses, 3 one-run losses in there. So all of those games have been competitive.
I think you're right. I mean, every game we've lost has been. I mean, we're right there. I don't think we've been blown out per se. Every game has been, like you said, 2, 3, 4 runs, and if you look back at those games, the majority of them, we've made at least 2 errors.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of been a recurring theme. We've kind of been progressing in the right direction. So hopefully, I think Tuesday night we made maybe only 1, maybe not if any. And so we're getting there. We're improving, and so hopefully that carries into the postseason, and we can kind of make a little postseason run.
Yeah, when the Tigers feel the ball, you're pretty good because your pitching has been pretty solid all year.
Absolutely. I mean, Ben has obviously gone out and pitched his rear end off. And so, I mean, our pitchers, you can ask them, it's easy to pitch when you've got 9 guys playing defense behind you, and you can just throw strikes and let them hit the ball and throw ground balls. And so, and our pitchers have done a great job. They've gone up and thrown strikes and competed, which is what we've asked them to do. And defensively, we're getting there. I mean, you still got some stuff to do, but I mean, like I said, it's easy to pitch when you got guys playing defense behind you.
Ben Goodacre, I think you'd have to put him on a short list of top pitchers in the region this year.
I agree. Ben has pitched very well this year. I would put him up with any pitcher in the region. Just his command is there, especially with his off-speed pitches. He's just he goes out, he competes, he gets in the zone, and Ben. He may be the only kid I've ever seen that can throw 120 pitches, and then the next day at practice say, my arm's fine, I'll go pitch again if I need to. So, which is great. But yeah, Ben has done a great job commanding his fastball, commanding his off speed, and we're just really going out and competing.
Kind of felt like when the year started, Caldwell baseball was a bit of an afterthought, and then you guys went out and beat Lyon County pretty early in the season, and of course the Lyon defending regional champion, made it to the state semifinals last year, favored again this year, so that was a pretty big win for you guys.
It was. I think you kind of look back, we started off slow, we lost to UHA, lost to Union, started out 0-2, and then the next week or so we got a win over Lyon County, and I think that was kind of when our guys kind of realized, hey, we're a decent baseball team, we can play with some competition. And so I think right then, once we had that win, our guys just kind of looked at each other and said, we can make a run here if we just play together and we just do what we know, how we know how to play. And I think they kind of realized that and really kind of hit a stride there early on in the season.
Yeah, I think that was a lot of the reason the team was so confident going into that Madisonville game in the district championship. You guys knew you had Ben ready to pitch, and you knew if he faltered at all, Bizzle is ready to step in, and he beat Madisonville in the district championship game last year.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you get those 2 guys on the mound. I mean, those 2 guys it's really kind of a 1-2 punch. You get Ben kind of with some funky delivery, and then got some command and a little bit of velocity, and then you get Bizzle coming in with a lefty from the opposite side, a little bit, not as much velocity as Ben, but he can still throw strikes and flip you off with a little off speed and kind of a little junk. But that 1-2 punch there is really, really nice to have, nice little weapon. And again, I mean, they just go out and compete. That's all I can say about them. So,
again, the regional draw coming up this morning, and Caldwell baseball could get Trigg County, Hopkinsville, or Union County, I believe, in the first round. I think all of those matchups would be competitive, and I kind of feel like the region could set up really great for you guys, because I think the teams that are trying to win the region are going to try to save their ace for somebody else, and I think that gives you guys a chance to sneak into the region tournament and really beat somebody and make a run.
I agree. I mean, you got your teams like Lyon County and Christian County that are solid teams. They've got some pitching, but I think really it depends on the draw. I mean, we're sitting in a district winner. We're going to get, like you said, Union Trigg or Hoptown, and so I think any of those 3 teams we can compete with. We can go win a baseball game, and obviously you got to come out ready to play. And I think if we can get the first one, I like our chances. I think we can compete with anybody in the region. So that may just be the competitive spirit, but I really believe our guys can come out and play and just really just go compete in the region, maybe have a shot at winning a regional title.
3 teams in the region this season have beaten Lyon County. I really think your guys was the better of those wins, though, because Christian County caught Lyon County the very next game after they beat St. Mary in the All-A sectional. I mean, like literally that same day. And Henderson got Lyon, but it was kind of the last game of the season, and Lyon didn't want to mess its pitching up going into the postseason. So I really thought your guys, if there's such a thing, your guys' win over Lyon County was probably more legitimate than anybody else's.
Yeah, I mean, we go over there, and I think our guys were kind of fired up. It's right there before spring break. We're ready to, I guess, kind of get a win, wanted to get a win. I mean, obviously you get the Lyon County-Caldwell County rivalry. It's always a big game. But, again, Christian, Henderson, very good teams. But I would put ourselves up there with them. I think we can compete. I mean, Lyon's a good team. Don't scratch them off of that. Don't take anything away from them. I think they're top 15 in the state.
Yeah.
They've got some pitching. They've got, I mean, you look at Brody Williams behind the plate. He's a weapon. And so then you put Shoulders on the mound and Bingham at shortstop. I mean, they got some guys that can play. They got some guys that can hit. But, I mean, we may not have the notoriety of that they do, but I mean, our guys are blue collar. We go out there and we're gonna get dirty. We're gonna compete, and we're gonna make you earn a win. And so, yeah, I think I like our chances as well as anybody.
Yeah, I think Lyon probably has the deeper pitching. If you look at it, that's why I think if you're Christian County and you're trying to win, you're going to save the Underhill kid for Lyon County. If you're Hoptown, Shadowan is going to be saved for Lyon County. So, you know, if you're Caldwell County, that's great because you know you're not going to see their ace probably if you draw them in the region.
Right. I mean, yeah, you'll get some teams that may throw off in the first round. I mean, my whole philosophy is you got to win the first one to play the second one. So, I mean, if we draw a team that's got a big ace, I hope they save him so we can kind of rough him up and bring him in. But I mean, we're gonna go out. We're gonna throw. I mean, we're gonna throw Ben. You got to win the first one to play the second one. And so. Again, I'll talk on the Underhill kid. We haven't played Christian County, but I've seen his numbers, seen him pitch. I mean, he's the real deal. He's a good pitcher. He knows what he's doing, and don't take anything away from him at the plate either. I mean, he can swing it a little bit. I think he's got 8 or 9 home runs this year, maybe.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's kind of an all-around. You know, he's a stud.
He's a two-way guy, and so I mean, can't take anything away from him. So just gotta go out and compete. That's the end of the day. So.
Josh Young and Seth Butts in the studio with us this morning. We need to get to a break on the show, but we'll come back and talk more baseball and softball right after this on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique. Beautiful furniture, antiques, florals, and gifts. Located next to the bowling alley. They're everything a home should be.
From the Weather Edge Weather Center, 40% chance of showers, thunderstorms today. Partly sunny with a high near 88. Partly cloudy skies tonight, low 70. Sunshine on Friday with a high 89 degrees. Slight chance of showers, thunderstorms in the afternoon on Saturday with a high near 90. Once again, our forecast today, 40% chance of showers, thunderstorms, otherwise partly sunny with a high near 88.
It's an excellent time to purchase a new set of tires and take advantage of the new mail-in rebates of up to $200 on selected tires. Good tread depth and the correct air pressure in your tires can lead to improved fuel economy, increased handling and safety, more responsive braking, and a smoother ride. All things that make for a great summer road trip. Trice Hughes in Princeton is the one-stop shop for everything your vehicle needs. For more information, visit tricehughes.com. That's tricehughes.com.
Goodwin Insurance Agency and Woodall Agency have great news. Effective January 1st, they have joined forces to provide even more options for all your insurance needs. Together, they provide the best prices and coverage from top-rated insurance companies and insure all lines of insurance. See Tori Hammett or Fred Foltz or go to insurewithgoodwin.com for more information. Don't pay too much for your insurance. Let them shop for you and save today.
Back on the Sideline Report here at 1580 103.3 WPKY. And we have breaking news from the second region softball draw. And Seath, you guys have an opponent for Monday's first round up at Henderson County.
It'll be another tough one. Of course, any of them going to be tough, but we've been in the waters with this one already. We got Livingston County at 7 o'clock.
That'll be a good one, and it looks like on the same side of the bracket as Christian County and Webster County, which is good because that means that Henderson and Madisonville are on the other side. Not to take anything away from Christian County, but I really felt all along that Henderson was the best team in the region and that Madisonville was kind of number 2 behind them.
Yeah, I mean, they're both in the top 10 in the state, I believe, right now. I believe Madisonville came in top 10 the season, but Henderson's hovered around that 2, 3, 4 all year, and they've beat the 1, and that's going to be a war side right there. That might just be fun to go watch.
The girls' second region softball tournament will be played at Henderson County, Christian County, and Webster County in the first game Monday, Caldwell County and Livingston Central in the second game. Tuesday games are Henderson County versus Crittenden County, and then Madisonville North Hopkins against Hopkinsville. And a lot of people are going to look at that Henderson-Madisonville matchup potentially in the semifinals as being a big game in that tournament. Baseball draw is coming up in a little bit, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to get that one on the air, but we'll pass that along to you as soon as we hear all of that. And Seath, it doesn't help that Henderson's that good. They get to play at home this year, too, so clear favorites over there.
Well, just the drive alone can exhaust you. I just hope we can have some cooler weather so it won't take the energy out of the kids on the bus ride up, because that's just a grueling drive. And, they've got a good facility up there, but I'd rather come back with a win than come back with a loss with that ride.
Well, and baseball is going to be played at Christian County and Hopkinsville in the first round. They'll play 2 games at Christian County, 2 games at Hopkinsville the same night. And, Josh, my understanding is that's going to be coming up on Sunday.
It is. First round is, I think the first set of games is at 3:30, and then the next 2 will follow at 6 o'clock. No preference really where we play, just kind of we're ready to go. So
I think the plan for the regional baseball is it'll start on Sunday with 2 games, like I said, at 2 different sites. I guess that's for pitching purposes. You don't want to have anybody get advantage in baseball pitching. It's not as big a deal in softball with the pitching, but in baseball they want to have everybody kind of playing the same days. Somebody has graduation Monday and somebody has graduation Tuesday, so I think it just depends on who wins on Sunday as to where we go from there.
Right, yeah. I mean, you look at years past, I think the first round of region has always been played on Memorial Day on Monday, and so they've kind of changed some stuff up this year, which is fine. You get the first 2 rounds, or the first round on Sunday, and then Monday is just the next day. And like you said, I think it depends on who's graduating on what day. I mean, you may get a team win on Sunday that graduates on Monday, and so you may push that game to Tuesday, or vice versa, graduates on Tuesday, so you play on Monday. So really it's just kind of like you're just going to read the whole situation, just be ready to play at any moment. So.
Seath, was it the state tournaments getting changed this year that kind of pushed everything back a little bit and changed the schedule on us?
Yeah, I think it was something to do with baseball, maybe not being able to get facilities late in the season to host. And could have been Western was having trouble, I think is what I'm hearing, which it shouldn't have affected softball, but it did. But, the bad thing about all of that is the effect it's going to have on softball is we're going to have a week gap between, region and state, where you're not playing, doing anything. And I think that could kill a team that's gotten hot, just having that off time, where I think baseball is going to be played through. There won't be a gap in that. But, it is what it is. And for what they've done, I understand it, but, again, it's KHSAA. They're going to do what best suits them and not the little people. But, I think getting the right facilities is what they should do for the game, and if it means having a week break, both kids on both sides, the girls and the boys, they deserve to have the best, and even, considering to have the best. So,
well, I think this is the first time that both baseball and softball will be played at UK for the state tournaments.
Yeah, and if you haven't been up to the facilities up there, they are amazing. Yeah. Baseball is just it's state of the art. I mean, there's other SEC schools I know for a fact that have went up there to look at it to improve theirs, based on what UK's done. And the softball side is just, it's phenomenal too. It's got a berm and everything out there where, it's just, both of them are very fan friendly.
Well, now that you know who you guys are playing in the first round, when do you start working on getting ready for Livingston Central?
I do today at 4:15.
Josh, you guys are going to know shortly who you play. What's kind of the plans for you guys to get ready for the regional?
We get our draw. I think the meeting starts now, so we may know here in the next half hour or so. But really, the plan moving forward was we're going to have. We got a good practice today, right after school, and we're going to go do some defensive stuff. We'll hit a little bit, just kind of fine tune some things that we saw from the district championship that carried over, and so. Got to have a good practice today. We may have a shorter practice tomorrow with graduation, and Saturday come in and maybe something light, get the guys hit, just get them moving, a little defensive stuff, and then Sunday we're gonna go play. And so, really not concerned with who we draw. Baseball and softball is kind of one of those things. I think Seth would agree. There's not really a whole lot of scouting that goes into it. There's a little bit, but for the most part, you
go compete.
That's right. You go compete and you go play, and the better team typically will win. So,
well, I appreciate you guys coming in today, and best of luck in the regional tournaments next week.
Thanks, Todd. Go Tigers.
All right. That is Seth Butts. He's the Lady Tiger softball head coach. Josh Young is an assistant coach on the Tiger baseball team. I appreciate those guys coming in this morning and being on the show. Thanks again to Darion Boyd for coming in and talking basketball with us this morning. He's headed to Lipscomb University in Nashville. That's going to wrap us up on the Sideline Report for this Thursday morning. This is Todd Griffin of WPKY Radio and YourSportsEdge.com. Thanks for being with us here on 1580 103.3 WPKY.
WPKY Princeton.
Fox News, I'm Steve Rappaport. The Labor Department reports first-time jobless claims increased by 21,000 last week, but the number of Americans collecting benefits dropped to the lowest level in 53 years. Another record high at the gas pumps. AAA reporting a national average of nearly $4.59 per gallon.
We're getting these reports this morning that stations are reprogramming their pumps so they'll be able to display a double-digit price. That is in case gas hits $10 a gallon.
The Fox Business Network's Cheryl Casoni. A city near the southern border is considering a state of emergency as the CDC prepares to lift the pandemic restriction.
Title 42 is the Trump-era policy enacted to expel migrants at the southern border to stop the spread of COVID-19. El Paso City Council planning to vote next week to enact a state of emergency that would allow the West Texas city to receive federal and state funding to address the border crisis.
Fox's Sue Guzman. America is listening to Fox News.
Research shows listeners don't like it when ads interrupt their music. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, we made this ad optional. If you want to skip this ad, remove your left earphone. Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
If you're missing this informative ad, you must love wasting your cash.
It's the easy and smart way to save.
Now it's all been said, so if that earphone was out, put it back in your head.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.